Hey Shri Guru Gyanada Swananda Tattva Karanayaka Sindhu Vrindavana Sinavatara Prasida Shirara Pranaya Prachara Ajanulambito Bujo Kanaka Varidato Sankirtanaika Pitaro Kamanaya Taksho Vishwambaro Dvijavayo Yugadama Pahalo Vande Jigatpriyakaro Karuna Avataro Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Hemam Divacha Vishandaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rashapadaya Shri Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Kasturi Tilakam Lata Patale Vaksanena Kostavam Nasagre Varamuktikam Karatare Venu Karakankanam Sava Angahari Chandanam Sulalitam Kantamuktavali Rajastrio Piripistito Vijayate Gopala Chudamani He Shishama Shandara Shikara Shekara Smirahasramili Manohara Radhika Rasika Mama Pipaneri Sakriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru Tavai Vasmi, Na Jivami Taya Vina, Ittivigyai Radhetvam, Nayamam Charanantikam. Yat Kinkareshu Vausa Kaluka Kavani, Nittapurasha Purusha Shakandamuli, Tashikadara Sandideva Sabanu Jayas, Tatkeli Kunjabhavanangana Mahajani Shaman, Vajami Radha Ravinda Netram, Smarami Radha Madhura Smitasham Vadhami Radha Karuna Varajam Tato Mamanasti Gati Nakapi Kanaka Jaladagatro Nila Sobhagya Netro Megumara Varavalo Malati Kundamalo Talana Tarana Vesho Nilampitam Barisho Smaraneni Britini Kunje Radhiko Krishna Chandro Vanchakalpatruviyascha kripa sindhu vaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today starts Abhideya Tattva, and the prayer for Abhideya Tattva, Divyat Vrindavananya Kalpadrumada Shima Ratnagara Singashana Sto Shirara Shila Govinda Devo Prastali Bhi Sevyamano Smarami. So Divyat means transcendental. It means what's beyond. But the translation our acharyas have given is shimmering or shining. So here it indicates that in the transcendental land of Braj, the bhavs of Radha Krishna and their associates are shining. Therefore, Divyat Vrindavan Aranya, in the forest of Vrindavan. Kalpadrumara represents that is Kalpavriksh trees. So Kalpadruma means Kalpavriksh trees. But what is Kalpavriksh in this regard? That whatever is the highest ideal, highest aspiration, highest desire that anyone could obtain is obtainable in the forest of Vrindavan, transcendental Vrindavan, where Shri Radha Krishna are seated, Shri Ratnagara Singashanasto. So sometimes a question comes here that Vrindavan is supposed to be Madhurya Mayi Bhumi. It means it is supposed to be full of sweetness. So to say that Ratnagara, that they're sitting on a throne full of jewels, that does not seem like Madhurya Mayi. Is it true or not?
It's Madhurya.
It's Madhurya.
Madhurya is full of effort, but
yes.
So much that it's common.
Yes. So Didi gave proper answer. That actually in Vrindavan, so much Aishwarya is there, but sweetness covers that Aishwarya. So even what looks like ordinary stones, rocks, sand, is all actually divine gems. It's mentioned in Brahma Samhita. Understand? All divine gems. One statement about Sri Krishna Jiva Goswami Pad is given is that Bhagavat Stavad Asadharana Aishwarya Madhurya Tattva Visesh. So here he's saying that the unique feature of Krishna, that in the category of God, so in the category of God there are 6 opulences, like wealth, fame, beauty, knowledge, renunciation, etc. So all the forms of Bhagavan have this. But Krishna's Asadharan means he's uncommon even in that category of God. Why? Because Aishwarya, Madhurya, Tattva Visesh. He reconciles all Aishwarya and Madhurya. Understand? So in Vrindavan Dham, though it is full of opulence, the Madhurya-mayi mood of Brijabasis overwhelms that opulence and makes it full of sweetness. So here Ratnagar also could mean that all the gems, the Ratnagar means all the gems of the prema of Radha and Krishna, they are established in that prema. So Singashana means like a throne, like we have the deities you put on Singhasan, right? So, but here Singhasan means covered, they are situated in their prema. Their prema is also compared to jewels. Understand? Ratnagama Singashana Sto. Shri Radha Srila Govinda Devo. Preshta Alibi. So Preshta Alibi means they are surrounded by all of their dear servants, means Sakis, Manjaris, etc. Preshta Alibi. Sevya Mano. And all of their dear servants, they're rendering various kinds of services. Like if you will see the Seva Kunj painting that Shri Shamrani Didi has done, and then you see, closely if you look, that there are so many Sakis. You see little eyes. You don't see their forms, but you see little eyes. Understand? So in those eyes, there is a form attached to them. That's the form of all the Sakis, like Lalita Visakha, Chitra Champakalat, etc. At that time, in the very beginning, no, this is Kirtan Kunj. So in Seva Kunj, where Radha and Krishna are seated on the throne like that, then all the Sakis are looking through, because at that time, they have not yet had the permission, so to speak, to enter. So they're only looking at the awakening of Radha and Krishna. Understand? Those are Sakis.
But the ones that are Palyadasis, right?
Palyadasis means the Manjaris, they can enter. So in 4 separate different paintings, she's painted one Manjari, Raman Manjari, Vinoda Manjari, Rati Manjari, and Rup Manjari. And they're preparing and entering the Kunj to render service. You understand? So this is a Seva Kunj painting. So we should, Smarami means our bhajan sadhan ideal is to do smaran of this scene. This is called mantra mai upasan. Okay? You asked yesterday. This is called mantra mai upasan. Via the mantra Harinam in maturation, not from first day one. In maturation, the mantra mayupasan should produce smaran of a scene like this. Mantra mayupasan means that, like the Seva Kunj painting, via the mantra, one has a darshan in the heart of that scene. That scene is not active scene. You understand? You have a question, everyone?
So, Mantramai Pashna and particular Pashna.
I'm coming.
Okay. Because there's confusion there.
Yes. So, Jiva Goswami is mentioning Krishna Sandarbha. Mantra Upasana Tviyapi Sarasikam Eva. That from this mantra Mayupasan, organically, naturally, in more maturation, it will become Swarasiki Upasan. Swarasiki Upasan means, like you're seeing one photograph. It's called Mantra Mayupasan. Swarasiki Upasan means you see how they came on Abhisar there, what things went on, what joking and laughing were going on, everything.
You see the video.
Like video, like movie. So the whole reel is moving. It's called Swarasiki Upasan. But that Swarasiki Upasan is the outgrowth of Mantra Mayupasan. Understand?
Can you tell me the difference again?
Mantra Mayupasan, in maturation, I'm always using this word in maturation so that people don't get confused and think that should be happening from day one or before you get to the stage of Asakti Ruchi. So this happens more in the stage of Asakti, going past Ruchi, etc. So, Mantra Mai Upasan. Upasan literally means Upa Asan. It means to become situated near Bhagavan. So it means in your progression of bhakti, you become mature, so you're situated in a position to be able to observe the picture that's given here like Seva Kunj. You now have eligibility to come in proximity to that to have that kind of darshan. How that darshan is obtained is mantra mai. Mantra permeates your worship and it creates the bringing you nearer to Bhagavan to observe this darshan. Understand? So the mantra is what reveals this. So Hare Krishna mantra will reveal this.
What we are doing today, like now it's Mantramai.
It hasn't turned into Upaasan yet. You understand? Now the mantra is taking through stages. In the Hindi lecture you gave, the Gurudev told, Diri Diri, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, so forth. So in that very tape you gave me, he's saying same thing. Right? So first the mantra will take us through Shraddha, which will start after this, I'm telling you. We'll start with Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, etc. So, but the culmination of the mantra Mayu Upasan is that the mantra will bring us to Upasan, close enough to be able to perceive this kind of darshan. You understand? And yesterday I mentioned Shruta Ikshita Pat. So that darshan does not have to come, oh, I'm looking, I didn't see it. Because you're looking, like they say, looking for love in all the wrong places. You understand? So you can't be looking like this to see if your eyes will see. Because first it will come as a darshan in your ear. And then Jiva Goswami also told, Shravan means to hear. Shravan Dwaram Anubhuti Bhavati. When you hear, it becomes, remember we talked about Spotvad? Was anybody on? So it will turn into a clear conception. You'll contemplate that conception, and that contemplation will turn into a dhyan, a meditation. That meditation will become thick. And when that meditation becomes thick, it'll become anusmriti. It means it'll become continual. That leads into a Vaisha or Samadhi. You understand?
Maya means what?
Maya means permeated. It means something. So, mantra Mayi Upasan. When your worship becomes permeated by the actuality of the mantra. Remember yesterday we went over what is Nam Akshar? And we talked about 32 syllables, 16. When you realize that Radha Krishna Nam is non-different from Radha Krishna, and you have Sambandha Gyan given by Guru, then your mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, it becomes permeated by the maturation of your mood and bhakti and produces Upa-asan. It makes sense? You understand? So it brings you closer. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, about the mantra, Harinama, was it? More Siddhadeya Diye, Krishna Pase Rakkegiya. Oh Harinam, give me my Siddhadeya and bring me close to Krishna. So this mantra has that power. You understand? But the first thing in Abhideya Tattva is process. So what I described first, because Gurudev always told, process means a sadhana. And a sadhana can't be established until you have a goal, which is called sadhya. And that sadhya is bhav. You understand? So we start like this to describe what is the end result of doing a sadhana. Beginning of bhakti, this mantra begins first by faith. So faith is described Shraddha, Anupayani Vajam, Bhakti Unmukhi Chitta Vritti Vishesh. The very first thing is Shraddha. So Ado Shraddha. What is that Shraddha? That Shraddha is the power to take the Chitta Vrittis, which formerly were dominated by the modes of nature and the Ahamkar, and to turn them away from that and turn them Bhakti Unmukhi Chitta Vritti Vishesh. Prior to the influence or prabhav of a guru, you could not do that. It's mentioned in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, I quoted yesterday, Swato na sambhavanti anya. Somebody else has to give you impetus that faith will turn your chitta vrittis away from the illusion towards Bhagavan. So this is how powerful Shraddha is. Going forward, everything else will be a transformation of that Shraddha. It is called Shraddha Anusari. So when you come to Sadhu Sangha, that Shraddha, which was able to turn your chitta vrittis towards Bhagavan, will then be deposited at the lotus feet of the sadhu. Then, when you deposit that faith at the lotus feet of a sadhu, that becomes what we described yesterday, Guru Parasraya, etc., etc. Once you deposit your Shraddha at the lotus feet of the sadhu, then it opens the portal for the heart of the sadhu, which is imbued It is Swarup Shakti Mai. The sadhu's heart is imbued with Swarup Shakti. You understand? Therefore, it's described Sakshat Hari Dvaina. Because in that way, he's non-different from Krishna. You understand? He or she is non-different from Krishna. Because they're permeated by Swarup Shakti. Then, when that sadhu gives their Kripa Shakti, then your ability to digest what is bhajan becomes available. Prior to that, you could not understand what is bhajan. You understand? So, prior then, what happens is that the Guru gives instruction how to do archan. You understand? So, it's a practice. So, you practice chanting Hare Krishna, fixed number of rounds each day. So forth, so on. Hari Bol, fixed number of rounds each day. And then, you have a certain schedule, how you worship the deities, so forth, so on. How you worship the deities, so forth, so on. What will be your methodology for this? What will be your methodology for that? This is all called archan. It will not turn to bhajan until Sambandha Gyan is established. You understand? Because the archan process and the initial chanting of Harinam is to purify the antakaran, means the mind, intelligence, and ahankar. To purify it, you're doing archan. Understand the difference between archan and bhajan? So archan is to become purified. You understand? Bhajan is now the practice, the actual practice. You understand? So when will you be able to establish doing bhajan? When you have what? Sambandha Gyan. Because you cannot do bhajan, the actual seva, until you're established in a position to do so. Can the material senses serve Bhagavan? No. That's in the verse. Atashi Krishna Namadi Nabhavadgaya Indriyas. So therefore you cannot do bhajan seva, right? Because the root of the word bhajan, bhaj dhatu iti seva, you cannot do it as the ahamkar, material ahamkar. Understand? I went through it yesterday. Bhakta Jan becomes Bhakta Das, etc. He cannot do bhajan. You understand? So when Sambandha Gyan comes, in whatever life that you get the Diksha mantras and it resonates, and therefore your spiritual identity begins to emerge, first by conception, then you can start doing bhajan. Okay? So adoshada tata sadhu sangha. So what does sadhu sangha mean? We mentioned yesterday first what is a sadhu. So who remembers what is a sadhu? Sadnoti, sada iti cha, Krishna prem, iti sadhu. Okay? So that person has realized, not only themselves realize Krishna prem, but realize Krishna prem is the absolute ultimate reality. That there's nothing beyond that. That person is called sadhu. Doing their sangha is called samyak rupain anugamana. So samyak means to completely give yourself to the sadhu. That is saranagati. Right? So, to completely give yourself to the sadhu and do anugamana. The word anu has three meanings. Anu means continuously, without break. Then it means to follow. So it means both the achar and the internal mood of the sadhu. That's called following. Anu also means anutva, means to consider yourself very small, very humble. Understand? And gaman means a path, to follow somebody as they're moving along a path. You understand? So this is called samyak rupain anugamana. This is called doing sadhu sangha. When you will do sadhu sangha, at that time, the portal opens, as I mentioned, and he gives bhajan siksha. You understand? Because now Sambandha Gyan should be there. So he's giving bhajan siksha. The bhajan siksha has the kriya shakti of Bhagavan. Therefore, the word bhajan kriya means both the activity of doing bhajan, but it also means the kriya shakti of Bhagavan. The kriya shakti of Bhagavan has the power to move you from one level to another. So we're not moving, so we're not moving from sadhu sangha to anartha nivritti to nishta. Is that of our own volition? It's not. It's the kriya shakti coming through the portal of Guru, subsidizing your activities of sadhana, and it's moving you from one level to another.
What is kriya?
I just said, kriya shakti means the word kriya means activity. Yes. So it means the activities that you're doing daily. But your activities, can they produce Nitya Siddha Bhav? They cannot. So Kriya here also means Kriya Shakti of Bhagavan. The power that's given through Parampara, through Guru, to make those activities have the ability to move you from one level to another.
It implies attachment. If the attachment's not there, you can go through the motions.
Exactly.
You don't have attachment to it. It won't bind.
This is also part of Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan is what creates attachment. Understand? So,
So the way Kriya doesn't actually mean start or beginning, like Bhajan Kriya, right? It doesn't like
Bhajan Kriya, Bhajan is the instruction on how to serve Krishna. You understand? So Gurudev tells you should rise at such and such hour in the morning, you should do stav and stuti, you should take bath, then you should sit and you should chant Anek, you should chant. So all these instructions, they're called Kriya, they're activities. But the power in those activities, if let's say you never had Guru or anything and you just start following that, would it produce a result? It won't produce a result. Like you could go and get Bhagavad Gita and read the Bhagavad Gita from any bookstore. Will it produce anything? It will not. It will give Sukriti. It will give Sukriti. And what will Sukriti get you? Sadhu Sangha. Then the Sadhu will give you Bhajan, and when the Sadhu gives you Bhajan, invested in that is the Kriya Shakti of Bhagavan. The Kriya Shakti of Bhagavan is the power to make the different levels of bhakti take place.
Why do you use the word portal?
Portal means like an opening. You understand? Like a way. Because when you have Sambandha Gyan and you're doing Vishrambena Guru Seva like we described yesterday, the Guru's heart opens and your heart opens, it creates a portal of transmission. If you keep the Guru in the position of Aishwarya and you don't come to Vishrambena Guru Seva, that portal doesn't open. You understand? Just like we will think, Krishna's God, Ram is God, Nrsimha is God, all God. You understand? And when you see Guru, Jai, Gurudev, 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 and you never develop any heart connection. You understand? Therefore, Guru is giving everything, but you've closed it off because you're keeping it at a distance. You understand? You're keeping Guru at a distance by Aishwarya Mai. What is the Shastra for this? Mahaprabhu told clearly in Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is it? Aishwarya Gyanite Sakala Jagatira Moramashri Aishwarya Shaitila Prem Nahi More Preet. When there's too much opulence, Shaitila means it diminishes praying. You understand? So between the disciple and the Guru, if there's so much Aishwarya, it diminishes the ability to have heart-to-heart connection. You understand? So you put the Guru at a distant place. Oh, Guru, be like my deity. Be on the altar far away, right? And let me have my secret life and everything else. You understand? So that way we don't have that portal to open. Even though Guru may be giving. But Guru also will see. Disciple is somewhat closed. So then Guru will speak in general in some lifetime, something the disciple's heart may open. But if they come to Vishrambena Guru Seva, that time the portal's open, Guru is giving freely. You understand?
I heard one time Srila Gurudev says that when he's there, you should speak to him, ask questions.
Yes.
Not just sit idle, like in front of him. Like, it's
like he's deity.
Yeah. Like
You understand?
He also mentioned when he was in a few lectures, even if I speak Hindi, I still want you to hear.
Exactly.
It's very important.
It's very
To be
important.
there to not think that I'm not speaking to you.
Because heart-to-heart connections are not dependent on language.
Yeah.
Prahlad Maharaj heard in the womb of Kayadu. You understand? And I mentioned yesterday in the verse Tam Prasanga Mamaviya Samvido Bhavanti Rit Karana Rasanaya Katha. That true Harikatha, it's not a product of language in the ear. It's a product of the transmission of Kriya Shakti to the heart. You understand?
If we're on the tape listening or recording Hindi and we don't understand a word, that's not going to transmit it.
It depends on the disciple. Depends on disciple. I don't understand Hindi well, but if I listen closely to any lecture of Gurudev, it comes through. You understand? I can't understand really well if I was to try to speak Hindi regularly. Can't. But if you hear clearly, well, first also Gurudev interjects so many things in Sanskrit, everything else, it makes it tie together, so you understand what's going on. You understand? But also, just the sound vibration coming from the heart of any Sudha Vaishnava, it has so much potency. So it's doing cleaning activity. I don't know all the ingredients in Clorox, but you put it on something, it cleans it. You understand? I don't know the science. Similarly, I don't know maybe everything in the language, but if I hear Sanskrit language and Hindi language, Bengali language coming from any pure Vaishnava, its power and potency is there. Because the power and potency is not in the external, it's in the internal reality coming from the heart of that Guru.
And that's where the heart to heart.
That's what heart to heart means. That's the portal. The portal is, I'm coming, Maharaj. The portal is coming to the point of Sambandha Gyan and Vishrambena Guru Seva. So the word Vishramba means intimacy. So literally it means to drop any blockages, any obfuscations. So the idea that my Guru is Bhagavan, Sakshat Bhagavan, would that be an obstacle? Yes. Because do I think I have to sit down and talk to that?
Because a lot of that's based on defending false ego.
Exactly.
I won't open up.
Because I don't want my stuff to be seen. So I'm protecting, because false ego is protection. So it protects me from revealing, oh, Mukunda Prabhu, how's everything? Oh, Gurudev, everything is fine. But now people, as they get a little intelligent, they put a caveat. Oh, Gurudev, everything is fine now that you're here. You understand? Because they're not saying what was going on prior or previously. You know? So you thought, oh, Gurudev, now I'm seeing you, everything is fine. You understand? But the real portal is, oh, Gurudev, this thing. And also, we could think the opposite too. You see, Gurudev, oh, Gurudev, oh, so problem number one. Gurudev, you ready? Because I have to go through my list. You understand? So this is also not this Ramena Guru Seva. But attitude of serving. And then in the attitude of serving, Gurudev will notice, any problem is there. Gurudev, yes, I'm struggling a little bit, this thing, that thing. Oh, you don't worry. Then I will do heart surgery on you. Yes, and then he'll give Asibad, means like a blessing. You understand? Just by your revelation in the Vishramba and not protecting through false ego, Gurudev's potency can come to rectify whatever is going on. Understand? But if you close off, or if you deify Guru and put Guru at a distance, right? It's the same thing as having the deity there in marble, wood, photograph everything, but not realizing what is the actual transcendent swarup of the deity. Understand? Yeah. Right. So, Sadhu Sangha, we talked about Bhajana Kriya. Oh, Maharaj.
Oh, no.
No, you're speaking.
I was just going to say, at the beginning when we were with Gurudev, fortunately I found a camcorder, you remember that? And we were filming, I was trying to film Gurudev, he said, no.
Don't capture me.
That is not necessary.
Yeah.
That's just a box.
Yeah.
I want your heart.
Heart, yeah.
So he wants us to listen, he wants to impart that knowledge, not just through the camera. But later on, he saw that it would be very necessary
to have the record.
To have those things.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
yeah.
was encouraging
Yeah, you can take
Yeah, to remember.
I was there.
Yeah.
This is reminding me.
Yeah.
That's why it says it won't come through that to take with the book. But if you were there, it will remind you.
It will remind you.
And Gurudev said one time in I don't know if he was able to a mission of my oldest son, he gave Dakshi, and he said, what is that when you want?
Can you give your heart?
Can you give your heart?
Can you give your heart? Yes.
When he said, I said, oh, that's what that means. That's supposed to just give it.
Give it.
And like you said, high up or whatever.
Because sometimes in the early days, I remember myself, Shanta Maharaj, and Sanat, we used to go to a Rai Babu's house, and Gurudev, no class or anything, but Gurudev just wanted, you should be here. And Gurudev sometimes not speaking anything. He's just sitting or chanting. Yeah, just nothing particular. Yeah, he wants, just you be here. You understand? Yeah. So I don't want to put it on recording necessarily, but I used to call in every day. So much to the point that one day this person, okay, what do you want? Back, stomach, or what? I thought, whatever you write down, I'm not coming. That's the point. Because when Gurudev was here, I would take off every day and go with them over to see Gurudev. Sometimes we're not doing anything. We're just all sitting there. Right? Even I thought if we knew how to do massage properly, the first time that I massaged the Gurudev, Brajanath told, come, you can massage. So I'm such a big, strong guy. But that mood is there, I swear. So when I went to massage Gurudev, but Gurudev, he was so kind. He just sat up on the thing, he said, oh, so how have you been? He said, have you ever been to Vrindavan in the summer? So he just changed the whole subject. He said, it's so hot there. Very difficult. And he changed the whole mood because the massage was useless. So he didn't want to say, but he just changed the subject and he started talking like this. And when Brother came back, he was wondering, Prabhu, massage should be for some time. What happened? And Gurudev just changed the subject and got up. Anyway, but this mood, and even the first time I went to talk to Gurudev once in the uncle of Pundarik Prabhu. Remember Pundarik, we used to travel with it? So once we went to his uncle's house in Virginia Beach. Yeah, so when we went down, I went to talk to Gurudev once and I was standing in the doorway like this. And Gurudev said, he was laying down, so he said, come here. So I went a little closer and then he said, no, come here. So then I got on my knees like this. And Gurudev said, come here. And when he got there, Gurudev pushed my hand down and put his hand on my head. I said, what do you want? What do you want? But that time I was so emotional, I couldn't even say what it was I came to say. Anyway, so this mood like this, Gurudev wanted this mood. Because this mood, it drops any false egoism. Because what are we protecting? False ego. You know, that I don't want to be in front of Gurudev so visible. So he wanted to break that down, make it comfortable, so that exchange could go on. So this is fear. You understand? So, Guru Prabhu?
Also, about this Siddhanta says, Sri Guru not only wants our heart, but he wants the key to our heart.
Yes. Because sometimes devotees say, oh, Gurudev, I'm giving everything. But still, I'm keeping the key. So, this is called Bhajan Kriya. That Kriya Shakti, it is the potency that moves the devotee from one level to another, making the faith increase. Because that faith never goes away. The faith is what it is that's increasing. So, Didi told yesterday properly also, that faith is the first sprout of praying. Understand? Not like Bhav, but is the first lean, thin, prabhav, means influence of praying. That's why it has the power to break the absorption of the jiva in the material world. Nothing else has that power. Nothing you could do, nothing, no process like this or that could break your abhinavation in the material world. Understand? So, yeah. So from Bhajan Kriya, then Anartha Nivritti takes place. So 27 basic different types of anarthas. 6 types of Anushtita Bhakti, 4 times 4 kinds of anarthas, 5 kinds of subtle mental challenge. Makes 27 altogether. If I go through, we'll take whole class. Understand? But you know, like Utsamai, Ganatala, and then 4 types of 4 anartha, Asat, Trishna, Ridoy, Dubal, etc. And then 5 things, Loy, Vikshape, the Pratipatti, Koshai, and Rasaswad. Understand?
But they do not all disappear in
one time, no.
According to your level
according to practice and everything.
Yeah.
They go in different phases. Yes. But those 27 things become the sort of base obstacles to get over, to come to the platform of Nishtha. Understand? So by Kriya Shakti, those 27 things as well as the byproducts of them, which could be unlimited, they are removed, and then Nishchalaya Yasha Iti Nishta. Then the Chitta becomes Nishtha. That means the influence of the material energy is not making it vacillate so wildly. Right? Because we go through phases where somebody's like chanting, oh, this is so beautiful, Harinam. And then the next day they're completely out at the club. You understand? So, in some devotees, this wild vacillation takes place. It's pretty much, in many devotees, not so drastic. But still you get these sort of back and forth between material energy and spiritual pursuit. You understand? So when Nishtha comes, that vacillation of the chitta is not so prominent. The chitta is steady enough that when you hear Harikatha and you chant Harinam, the influence which is present in the Katha and in the Nam begins to reflect on the chitta. Understand? So the potency that's in Nam and in Harikatha starts to reflect on the chitta. So Bhajan Ruchi Vishai. So then the first step of Ruchi is attraction to the reciprocation coming from Nam and Harikatha and Seva on the chitta when it has become steady or placid in Nishtha. So when that taste starts to come, one develops a deeper taste in Bhajan. So one wants to chant more. you have such taste in hearing Hari Katha, or you want to do Hari Guru Vaishnav Seva. You understand? Because some taste is coming now. When that taste will become mature, Atta Parananda Atma Paratma Ataha Sayiti Bhajaniyam. When that ruchi becomes, Paratma means when it grows and becomes mature, it becomes a Shakti. Understand? In the stage of a Shakti, Jiva Goswami is told, Tasya Tadrasa Sudakarka Basa Sumalasita Viduraspatika Mani. The heart becomes crystal-like. And when the heart becomes crystal-like, it reflects the Abbas, Sudakaraka Abbas, of an eternal associate. You understand? So the mood of an eternal associate, a shadow of that, comes onto the chitta. So is it perceptible? I've given the example before. If you are laying somewhere in the grass or on the beach in the sun, and somebody comes and stands over you, even without opening your eyes, you feel the difference in perception from when the sun was direct and now somebody's shadowing you. Same way, spiritually speaking, the abbas of the mood of an eternal associate, when it reflects on the chitta, it is perceptible. That perceptible feeling then turns into only aspiration to obtain siddhi. In the 5th verse of the Guru Astakam, Srimad Guru Astakam 8, Shri Radhikaya Madhavyorapara Madhu Jalila Guna Rupananam Pratikshana Dana Lolupasha. Lolupash means desiring intensely, but the key word is pratikshana. At every second in a Shakti, the increased desire to obtain siddhi is there, to the point where all you can say is kada, when. You understand? That's when kabe habe. All these kind of words come out, because only then the intensity when my siddhi will come. At that point, there's nothing else in the bhajan sadhan to do. You carry on doing what you've been doing, but there's nothing left. Only now it awaits for the Kripa Shakti of Radhika. You understand? At that stage, only awaiting the Kripa Shakti of Radhika. You understand? Then, when Radhika sees, and Guru Parampara they see, this person has come to the point, they have no other conception, there's nothing else they could desire, nothing they want. Only they want my mercy and my seva. That time, Suddha Sattva Viseshatma Prem Suyongsa Samyabha Ruchi Vis Chitta Masrunya Viraso Babu Chitte. That Ruchi, which started off as a samskar in some life, that Ruchi has come to the point of a Shakti. Now that Ruchi, when Swarup Shakti descends, what we were talking yesterday, that Ruchi of a Seva Abhista in a particular mood that was shown by that associate, Swarup Shakti descends on that, that's what manifests. You understand? Let me repeat it again. That Ruchi, which was picked up as a Gata Samskar in some life, that has developed to the point of maturation through the stages. Now in the stage of a Shakti, that Seva Abhista Ruchi is ripe. And the Abbas of an eternal associate is holding it up like this. Then Radhika gives her mercy. Swarup Shakti descends and comes onto that thing. That's what manifests. Is it clear or not? That's already there.
But you say an eternal. Any eternal associate?
The eternal associate in whose mood that you had Seva Abhista. Now, that ties in to Sambandha Gyan. My Guru is in that mood. You understand? Therefore, in actuality, the mood that comes onto the heart is also for my Guru Dev, which is why we identify our Guru Devs, Raman Manjari, Nayanamani Manjari, Guna Manjari, etc. You understand? So now the mood, right, of Sri Raman Manjari, etc., comes onto the heart of that Sevak. And Swarup Shakti, not the Guru, Swarup Shakti crystallizes the individual Seva Bista in the form of a root called Asha Manjari. So-and-so Manjari, so-and-so Manjari. Understand? When Swarup Shakti descends now, that Seva, that's why in the verse it says, Ruchi bis Chitta Masrinya. It's the Ruchi that you had in that kind of savor that then melts the ahamkar and the false ego and everything and establishes itself as the identity of the jiva.
So,
You understand?
that coming through all these process, we went through, and then the Kripa Shakti of Radhika is awaiting. So we already...
In full, but always it's been there.
That time the sadhak has already developed certain kind of mood.
Yes.
Then, and looking at that, what kind of that sadhak has moved, the internal associate, Ragatma, turn that mood.
Yes.
Suppose Sakhara,
Yes.
and Sridham mood
Yes.
will come as a Suddha Sattva Atma
Yes.
through the Guru in the Sangha
Yes.
frequency in the heart of the sadhak.
And it will manifest a form
Yes,
in the wake of the mood that Sridham or Subal has.
yes. Thank you, Prabhu.
You understand?
Very clear.
So that ruchi that you've been developing for lifetimes, that ruchi's become a shakti and it's waiting. Now that intensity of that ruchi to serve is just waiting. Then by Radhika's mercy, it descends through the Sattva Vishesha, that is Swarup Shakti. But Gurudev told, something is in Swarup Shakti and something is in the jiva. That ruchi is in the jiva. So when Swarup Shakti comes on it, it manifests a form.
Yes.
You understand?
And that is called Swarup Siddhi.
That is called Swarup Siddhi.
Then we will go for Bhakti Siddhi.
Then we'll go for Vastu Siddhi. Understand? Any question on that part to now?
Same lecture we were discussing, the Hindi lecture with Sharvadev.
Yes. He said at the end. He said that. Yes.
Why don't we have path over there?
No. I was saying a Shakti is a state where your mood is constant. Pratikshana dana lolupasya. The consistent lolupash means like eagerness. Right. You cannot sleep, you can't eat, you cannot do anything. So you hear bhajans like Kabe ho kabe habe bolo se dinamar. Or any other bhajan. Kada karisha sihamam kripa kataksha bhajanam. These are not just simple songs. I'm gonna write a hit song. These were this is the mood.
Tabakada.
Huh?
Tabakada.
Tabakada.
It's interesting when you say that, when you sing that every day, those verses are deep.
What they're doing is they're nourishing the samskar of the ruchi that you've had.
Because before I didn't want to say it every day. It
Mhm.
was just my nonsense. But
Mhm.
now it's like, what?
Yes.
I'm missing this?
So every day when you're singing all these kind of bhajans, Ramani, Shiromani, everything, it's nourishing your attraction to the seva of Palyadasi Bhavta Radhika. So Guru says, say this prayer, say this Stav Stuti, sing this bhajan. So that's nourishing that mood. At the point of a sakti, the nourishment has reached the point where you cannot eat, sleep, you can't think of anything. Only I'm waiting this creeper. That's when Gurudev said, be careful, because you'll be roaming around in Braj crying, nothing, laying down. Who's my wife? I don't know anything. You understand? Even Asha Didi, Krishna Kamini, they'll make the best prasad thing. Still, you won't think, oh, gee, I don't want any food. I don't want anything. You understand? Because the mind gets like that. You understand?
Because it does it materially.
Yeah.
In
Yes.
that regard,
Yeah.
you know, you mentioned the guy you knew that come on, put the record on, and you know,
Yeah.
but he has no conception that
Yes.
that's the perverted reflection.
Yes.
The same thing will happen
Spiritually. And at that point, that's why you see almost always doing bhajan life, just absorbed. Because they're tasting that ruchi and they're just waiting. Then when Swarup Shakti descends, ruchi vis, chitta masrinya. Masrinya means to melt. It melts away the last vestiges of what was obfuscating it. And now, with those things gone, no more false ego, the real identity can be given. You understand? So it doesn't have to be spoken to you. But the Ekadas Bhav appears in Swarup Shakti. Oh, this is your name, your form, your age, your etc., etc. You can confirm it with Guru. And then Guru will confirm. Yes. Then Guru will give Bhajan Siksha in Bhav Bhakti. How to nourish. What is Bhav Sambhalya, Bhav Anukul, Bhav Pratikul, what's good for it, what's not good for it. For instance, he will say, don't do Dwarka Dhyan. You understand? So now what does that mean? So if Krishna is in Dwarka, what will you think? Even now, we should have this, even now, and now someone again. Krishna being in Dwarka, what is your vision?
Crying for the cows and crying for...
Yes. He's feeling great separation. You understand? And on the other hand, my Swamini is also feeling great separation. Who will help me to understand this? Rup Goswami, because he's written Hang Sudut. You understand? And who will help me to understand it? Oh, Raghunath Goswami and Vilap Kushmanjali. You understand? This is where these books become valuable as bhajan practice. You understand? In mature bhajan practice. So if you read Hang Sudut, what Rup Goswami's written there, then it will nourish your mood so much. I'm not saying more on that. Understand? But that will be your perspective on Krishna and Dwaka. What of I'm coming, Didi? So Krishna now met the Brijabasis at Kurukshetra during the Suryagrahan, means solar eclipse. When he came back there to do the battle of Kurukshetra, when Krishna pulled up his chariot, what do you think he was feeling? In that very place, Radhika told, Anya Ridoy Moraman, Moramana Vrindavan, Mani Vani Ekari Jani. My heart is Vrindavan. If you want to please me, come back to Vrindavan. I can't right now. There's one or two more demons to clear this, that, this.
Isn't that the time where she fell and like practically died?
That's when you're on the chariot of Akrura. Yes, this is now during this after the solar eclipse. So they're begging you should come back. 2 months they spent together. They say you should come back to Vrindavan. But Krishna then went back to Dwarka. What do you think Krishna's mood now is in Dwarka? Devastated. Therefore, when they come to him talking about a war or anything, I'm not fighting. I'm not doing anything. I will drive the chariot. And in driving the chariot, you have to take care of the horses. So when he goes to take care of the horses, that means clean them, wash them. He's combing under the neck of one horse, calling the horse, "Oh, Madangamukhi, how have you been?" That's one of his cows in Braj. So Arjun's witnessing. He's crying while he's cleaning the horse. He's talking to the horse, calling Madangamukhi. Understand? So any Brijabasi, he'll see through this angle of vision. If you have some Bandhagyan. If not, you think Krishna and Dwarka, Krishna Vrindavan is Krishna. Understand? So now, from this point of view, from this angle of vision, we'll see everything. So when Krishna comes back to do the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna now, in remembrance of meeting Brijabasis here, his heart becomes overwhelmed. When his heart becomes overwhelmed, asana janata ritvalodanam. What is in Krishna's heart enters the heart of Arjuna. So Arjuna becomes bewildered. You understand? Asanata janata ritvalodanam, described in Holy Money, when deep prem overflows the heart of one person and enters the heart of another and churns their heart. So because Krishna and Arjuna are so close, when Krishna was feeling this way, that mood entered the heart of Arjuna, churned the heart of Arjuna. Arjuna's interpretation was, I see my family members here, my teachers here. I don't want to fight with them. He's getting the experience, but he's interpreting through seeing this, that something's going on with me. You understand? So then when Krishna wanted to address him, what's come over you? And you read in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was smiling. Would this be a time to be smiling? So why was he smiling? Because he knew that Arjuna had digested his mood, and therefore Arjuna was becoming bewildered. So Krishna smiled when he addressed him. How have these impurities come upon you? You understand? Oh, this is not fit for a Kshatriya. Who's it fit for? A Brijbasi. You understand? So therefore in Gita Upanishad it's mentioned, Sava Upanasado Gavo, Dugdha Nandana Gopala, Partha Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta, Dugdha Gita Amritan Mahat. He's saying, oh, very learned and thoughtful persons, devotees, you should understand that Krishna took Arjuna. Partha means Arjuna, Vatsa means a calf. If you want to get milk from a cow, what do? You bring the calf. So the nectar of the mood of separation in Krishna's heart was brought out by Arjuna in a discussion called Bhagavad Gita. Understand? Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is high class of sastra from the perspective of Sava Guyatam Kata. But it also serves all other purposes. So if somebody has some manyan, upakyan, then how to do your duty. If you're Kshatriya, how to do your duty. If you want to know Atma Tattva, it's Guya. It's more confidential. It's beyond the material world. You can learn Atma Tattva in Bhagavad Gita. If you want to learn about devotion in general, you can also learn. This is called Guyatar, more confidential. If you want to learn about Braj Bhakti, it is called Guyatam. It's the most confidential. But if you want to know about Krishna, Gopis, That mood, Savaguyatam. You understand? So those who have followed the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, their Sastra Drishti, their vision of Sastra is in Savaguyatam. And therefore our Acharyas comment on Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita from that angle of vision. They also teach from other angles, but primarily from that angle of vision.
Can you say that the Srila Prabhupada Gita and of course Bhakti Rasa Srila Goswami and Srila Gurudev Gita are same?
The same, different angle of vision. Our Srila Prabhupada commented from Baladev Vijayabhushan. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Padi commented from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Our Gurudev translated that version. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj is taking a combination of both to write that thing. Understand? Because he mentions Savadama Prichaja Mamekam Saranam Braja. Yes, because he translated in there, this means we should give up everything else and only go to Braj. You understand? So, but these verses can be interpreted like that from Savaguyatam. You understand? So does it mean if you're giving a lecture, you have a class full of very new bhaktas, you'll speak this kata?
No.
Right? So you'll tell, oh, you're not the body. You'll speak this kata. You understand? But then if you understand it, when Krishna was in Vrindavan through all of his ages, his Balya Lila, his Puganda Lila, and then his Kaishor Lila with gopis. All three of these stages have passed, but now that Krishna is in Dwarka, Jara has set in. Jara is the symptom of separation. You understand? And he's telling, oh, now that this Jara has come, but Denosmin Yatade, Komanam Yoganam Jara, Tata Dehantra Prakti, Dira Statanamuti. Oh my gopis, stay Dira. You understand? Stay Dira. Do not become upset. I'm always with you. Then you read Krishna's whole message that he gave to Uddhav to give to gopis. Understand? I'm here with you every day. And then you'll read in Uddhav in Money. What is this verse? Ruda Bhava Akyo Yam Sambhoga Vipralambika. Ruda Bhava Akyo Yam Sambhoga Vipralambika. He's saying here that the gopis, when Krishna had not returned to Vrindavan, because Bhagavatam, Krishna does not return. You understand? Their mood of separation became so high, it became known as Vipralambika Pradurbhav. Vipralambika Pradurbhav means this is supposed to be tomorrow. Discussion. It does no harm. So it means that from their separation, the suffix ka means to produce something. Like when we talk about the different kinds of, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was giving this commentary. When you say what kind of place suffering the devotees, the people in general are going through, we call it Adhyatmika, Adhibautika, Adhidaivika Klesh. This suffix ka means produce from. So a klesh or suffering that's produced from one's own body and mind, the devatas, or from others. Here it's saying, Sambho Vipralambika. That meeting, which is produced from separation, happens in root above. Krishna saying, therefore, I'm never separated from you. You understand? Because this mood of separation is producing sambhog. You understand? Now, in the next line, he says, don't think this sambhog is just like a sporty. Nirbharananda Purna Adi Nirbharananda Purna Paramavadi Ishyate. Don't worry, become completely absorbed. He's telling gopis, become completely absorbed. It's actually me. It's not a sporty. Sporty means like a temporary vision. Like you get a darshan. But then when the darshan breaks, the separation becomes intensified double. Dvi gune vyahoratati is the third line of that verse. That after the sporty disappears, it becomes double. But when the gopis become so absorbed, in Pradurabhav, when Krishna comes, they're associating with him directly. Therefore, Gurudev told a long time ago, which was hard to grasp then, for this reason Krishna left Vrindavan. Remember this kata? You tell. For this reason, because what Krishna can do by his presence cannot happen as it does in separation. Because when the gopis are with Krishna, they're always feeling the impending separation. You understand? That Krishna is here, but in some point he's going to go. You understand? But when they resolve themselves, Krishna's gone. We don't know he ever will return. You understand? Because when he left, he told Yashiti, means I will return. Acharya say this means day after tomorrow. You understand? But never coming back. After 70-something years, some people say 80 years, they met at Kurukshetra. You understand? So they've resigned. Krishna may never come back. So they become so absorbed in Krishna that Krishna is manifest there in Sambhog. Okay? Mm-hmm.
During the train passage.
Oh, 1 second, Didi. Let me just share ahead.
My question regarding recordings and books, going back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Recordings give something or they don't give something, because I heard two things today.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you say that it gives something, and I heard Bhumi say it doesn't give it, you can't get anything.
No, it depends on mood of disciples, what I told. If disciple's mood is very thick, anywhere he can catch his Guru Dev's presence. If disciple is not so mature, recording everything not best. If you're in the presence of Guru, that shock, always better be in presence of Guru. But in the absence of that presence, if disciple is not very mature, they don't glean as much shakti from the recording, etc., etc. Understand?
And books
Same.
are useful when we become mature. But yesterday it seemed like you were saying, we should know these things about Asakali, we should understand what's going on.
In maturation.
It'll take it slow. So how do we know when we're mature? How do we, and if we're not doing it,
If any lady,
doesn't tell
Guru Dev used to say, if any lady becomes pregnant, she knows or not knows.
Yeah.
You understand? No doubt.
I must be mature.
Huh? No.
It's like if you
No. You can have barometer. Yeah, that's another good example. But the thing is, you should have some foundation. If I'm looking at Govinda Lilamrita, or I'm looking at Krishna Bhavanamrita and After Lila, and it's describing something going on there, do I know what that is? You understand? What will it be for me? I'm giving an example. In Seva Kunj painting, Krishna sitting on one asan with Radhika. What is happening?
Radhika is going through a series of emotions based on Krishna's actions, and she's giving him mixed signals, and he's pleading to her, and he's understanding a lot of the complex emotion that's going on. She's pushing him away, but she's glancing like, don't go.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So if you understand, this is called Kila Kinchit Bhav, her mood, and Krishna's tasting that. Krishna, if you had any preparation that was the most tasteful to Krishna, seeing Radhika in this Kila Kinchit Bhav, oh, very high class. His most favorite thing. So Krishna's taste. So if you understand this, then if you read Krishna Bhavaramrita, etc., you'll understand what's going on in the Leela. If you read it and you don't understand these things, then you're reading it, and automatically, what Bhumi was saying yesterday, you have to bring it into a level where it makes sense to you. So you generally bring it back into prior experiences in your own life or something like that. Like, even one sannyasi one time, he was speaking from Geet Govinda, and he was talking about the Kam Krida of Radha and Krishna. Kam Krida means their intimate pastimes. So he was saying how even there, that the sex life, I had to say, understand? Because there, everything is a transformation of praying. And there's no digestion until you're in that position to understand that transformation of praying. You understand? So, our acharyas have written in kavya, means in poetry. Pure Vaishnavas, when they hear the poetry, they can taste that mood. If I will read that poetry, I have to appreciate. What is the kavya of Jayadev Goswami? But what that experience is, may not be in my purview. You understand? Because it's a transformation of praying. It's not purified sex. You understand? So if you read it though, like I remember once I was in a class, and a devotee, he was giving a class, and somebody asked something about Raganuga Bhakti. And the devotee said, Raganuga Bhakti, just try to hear and chant, you don't have to worry about Raganuga Bhakti. Then at the end of the class, he read from Krishna Govinda Lilamrita. What else? I was like, well, and then he says, that was so beautiful. What was beautiful about it? What do you got that was beautiful? You understand? That Radha came and she was walking and her gait was like this, so forth, so on, and Krishna said, and it was so beautiful. What was beautiful? You're saying you don't even understand what is Rag Marg, but you're now trying to address the kavya of Jayadev Goswami about the gate of Radhika. What is the gate of Radhika? So many deep things. Her bhavs control her body. You understand? Therefore, her bhavs are controlling her gait. So it's not the walking, it's the bhav in the walk that's tasted by Krishna. You understand? If you have no understanding of those kind of things, you heard from Gurudev so many times. So for you to read Krishna Govinda Lilamrita, Krishna Bhavanamrita, it will be nourishing. It will be helpful. It will make your intense bhajan more intensified. You understand? But any ordinary person, Gurudev said, either go slowly or hear it under guidance. Like I like to hear this kind of katha coming from Sri Achutala Bhaji, Sri Sarup Siddha Maharaj, something like that. And then what I'm reading and what I've heard from Gurudev. Instead of just picking up the book to read it, not a good idea. Because it could have opposite effect. Yeah. But if you're understanding things like this, like you explained, you can read and then you can inquire. Because not that Gurudev wanted to hide these things. Read it and then you make inquiry, solidify your understanding, and it grows and grows and grows. All right, any other questions before we go on? What is sadhan bhakti? Kriti sajja bhavat sajja, bhav sadhana bhira, nitya sirisa bhavasha prakritam midi sajjata. All of the activities of the mind, the body and speech, kayak, vachik and manasik, they're all designed to obtain a nitya siddha bhav. So I jumped ahead of the gun by describing what that is already. But all the activities we're doing in sadhan are for that purpose. If there is no goal, then it cannot truly be called a sadhana. Understand? This is why Gurudev, when he first came, he established what is the goal. What is the sadhya? And what did Gurudev say the goal in our line is? Radha Dasyam. That's the goal. Right? So is the goal to become free from Maya?
No.
Is the goal to become free from suffering?
No.
Is the goal to go to Krishna Lok?
No.
Is the goal to have darshan of Krishna?
No.
The goal is Krishna Prem. In Krishna Prem, the specific goal is Radha Dasyam. Understand? Now we're doing sadhana to obtain that through mind, body, and words, etc. Understand? This is called sadhana. That sadhana is laid out in a particular practice that is called abhideya. Understand? Abhideya is defining your sambandha gyan through a particular methodology of practice to obtain that goal which was established. Everybody got it, or should I say it again? Yeah. Abhideya, the little word in Sanskrit, means to name something or codify something or declare something. Understand? So here, abhideya, or like a Sanskrit dictionary is called abhidhan, to define something. Abhideya is defining your sambandha gyan in the actions of a sadhana. What you perform by body, mind, and words, that activity is defining your sambandha gyan in actions to produce a nitya siddha bhav, which is the goal. It's clear?
Yeah.
That sadhana is laid out in practices. The beginning of that practice is that one should wake up during the Brahma Muhurta hours in the morning. When you wake up during the Brahma Muhurta hours in the morning, the first thing you do when you open your eyes is you make Anjali and you say what? Namo Om Vishnu, whatever your Guru Pranam is. So you're doing Saranagati and you're offering the glory of your Gurudev to establish Gurudev as my heart energy in the very beginning of the day. Why Brahma Muhurta hours? 3:30 to 6 o'clock. Why those hours? Huh? It is Nisant Leela. You understand? And if what I'm practicing in sadhana, that will be achieved in siddha. So what I'm practicing here has its correspondence there. In Nisant Leela, if my goal is Radha Dasyam, what will I be doing during Nisant Leela? This is where those reading of those books becomes important in maturation. During 3:30, the Manjaris wake up. It's described in Krishna Bhavana Sarasangraha that Nidra Devi, she comes to assist because the spiritual energy doesn't require sleep. So Nitra Devi is an aid to allow them to take rest for the Leela. At 3:36, Nitra Devi's done her service, she leaves them and they wake up automatically. You understand? But in the Leela, Dhanavat Leela, they rub their eyes, everything. Oh, I'm waking up. Then they go and they wash and bathe and everything. And then they they begin always reciting the glory of Srimati Radhika. Then after that, they put tilak. Then they get dressed. Where have their clothes come from? They're the prasad of Srimati Radhika. So Lalita is giving out prasadi dress to them, and they put on their dress. You understand? So anyways, more details here. You understand? Then they go to wake up their Guru Rupasaki. They don't go to wake up Radhika. They go to wake up their Guru Rupasaki. So what do you do during that time? Utistas Sri Guru Tvajanidam Kripamoya Aing Gurave Namah. You understand? You touch and you wake up your Guru Dev. Then you sing Stavan Stuti to your Guru Dev. Understand? So in Braj and other places in our Gaudiya Math, before the curtains for Radha Krishna open, we serve to Guru Dev. So then you're singing Guru Astakam. Now, singing Guru Astakam should be done with understanding. So because I've explained Guru Astakam many times before, I'm not explaining here. But basically, from the first verse to the number 6 verse is all of the steps of bhakti from faith to bhav. Is embedded in that first 6 stanzas. Should I explain it or not? We have tonight also.
Yeah,
explain it or not?
Some people weren't here.
Okay.
Or they don't come on the class.
Okay. So, in the very first verse, Guru Parasraya, etc. is established. And faith is established there. Right? Sangsara Dhavanavali Loka Pranaya Karuna Ganaganatam Pratasya Kalyana Gunanavasha Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Shri Guru has taken Kripa from the ocean of Kripa. Who's the ocean of Kripa? Srimati Radharani. He's taken that ocean of Kripa. We were burning in a forest fire of material existence. If your body is on fire, a huge body of water is the ocean. But from our particular condition, that ocean is like an ocean of salt water. In other words, though Radhika is an ocean of mercy, if you try to directly approach that ocean, because we are not qualified, it'll have ill effect. You understand? Just like if your body's burning and you dive in salt water, what happens? Yeah, not good. Understand? So similarly, if you try to approach Radhika directly, adverse effect. Therefore, Guru extracts the Kripa of Radhika like a cloud extracts from the ocean. When a cloud rains water down, what does that water become? Fresh water. So it is digestible for us. Not only it extinguishes the fire of our suffering, but it now starts to develop whatever is planted there. You understand? So now, whatever was planted there, which is the seed of bhakti, is nourished by the rainwater coming down from Guru in the form of Harikatha, Gurudev's instructions, and so forth, so on. So this is called Shraddha to Sadhu Sangha. Understand? Now in Sadhu Sangha, Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Haritra Madhyan Manasora Sena Romancha Kampasru Tarangabajo Pandegu Roshi Chananavindam. We meet Gurudev in Gaur Lila. The form that we seen of our Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Narayana Maharaj, etc., that form was in Gaur Lila. Gaur Lila was finished 500 years ago or not? No? Yajyapiha say Gaur Lila, right? Kono Kono Bhagavan, Deki Bharipai. That Lila is going on even to this day. Therefore, when you see Guru, you're seeing in Gaur Lila. In Gaur Lila, Gurudev has Sadak Roop. In that Sadak Roop, Gurudev teaches you how to do Sadhan Bhajan in the wake of the Vichar of Mahaprabhu. You understand? So he takes and he shows you how to do bhajan in the mood of Mahaprabhu. When you dive deeply into the conceptions of Mahaprabhu, Gaurangera Rasanave, Seituranga Jeve Dube, Sri Radha Madhav Antaranga. When you dive deeply there, you come up in the inner circle of Radha and Krishna. Therefore, in the 3rd stanza, what is it? Shri Vigrahara, Dana Nityanana, Sringaratan Mandiram Ajanado, Yuktakshta Bhaktams, Cha Nindri Yuncha Topi, Vande Garoshi Chana. Guru Dev then gives instruction. This is called Bhajan Kriya. He gives instruction how to do the Aradhana of Sri Vigraha. Sri Vigraha here has three meanings. Sri Vigraha, the Vigraha of Sri or Radhika. Sri Vigraha, because during Nisan's Leela, Radha and Krishna are Yugal. That comes in our Mangalati. Mangala Shri Guru Gauda, Mangala Marati, Mangala Shri Radha Krishna, Yugal Priti. Understand? So they are one form at that time. When Manjari is into the Nikunj. Understand? Therefore, here, the Vigraha has this meaning also. Other meaning of Vigraha is in the pinnacle of praying that Radha and Krishna, which have two forms, become one form again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So serving like Swarup Damodar, Roy Ramananda in the Gambhira, they're also serving and decorating the body of Mahaprabhu with Asta Satvik Vikar by their poetry from Chandidas and so forth and so on. So Gurudev is teaching how to do this kind of aradhana. This is called Bhajana Kriya. Understand? Chaturvidashi Bhagavat Prasad. Swadana Triptam Hari Bhakta Sanghan. Kit Paiva Triptam Bhajatat Sadaiva Vande Guru Shichana Davindam. Gurudev is teaching how to taste all kinds of halava, kachori, and no. It says Chaturvidai Shri Bhagavat Prasad. How to taste 4 kinds of Bhagavat Prasad. How we taste what kind of Bhagavat Prasad? Krishna's Venu Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Prem Parikar Madhuri, and Leela Madhuri. This is Bhagavat Prasad. You'll take tasting that, or you'll have only one big thali full of all kinds of food. Which one do you want? Exactly. Understand? Swadvana Triptam. Becoming satisfied by tasting these 4 kinds of Madhuri. How do we taste these Madhuri? Because Radhika's tasting, vicariously serving Radhika, we're tasting by serving our Swamini.
Through our Guru.
Through our Gurudev. Our Gurudev is Palidasya Radhika. Understand?
What's Aradhana?
Aradhana means worship. Right? So this is meaning the stage of Ruchi. Understand? So this 4th verse is the stage of Ruchi, in which a swadan is going on of Krishna's Chatur Madhuri. Then Sri Radhikaya Madhavyapara I explained earlier. Pratikshana Lulpasha means the stage of Ashakti. Okay? Because in this stage, one has come to the point where Sri Radhikaya Madhavyapara. Now, Sri Radhikaya Madhav. Why Radha Madhav is mentioned here? Not only that, but the name Madhava indicates that Radhika is now the goddess of fortune. You understand? Her fortune exceeds the fortune of Lakshmi, Satya, Gauri. It's written in the Bhajan, the Manishurmani. Also exceeds the glory of Chandravali. You understand? She's the most fortunate. Why? Because she has one mood called Swabdina Bhatrika Naika. In that mood, she's controlling Krishna. So when she's in that mood, Krishna is called Madhav. You understand? That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to sing the bhajan. And Srila Prabhupada used to sing it. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. In their Kunja Vihari, may Radhika Swadina Bhatrika Naika always be victorious. Swadina Bhatrika Naika. Understand? So in this mood, the Guru is always Dhanalalu Pasha, very eager to see this Sambhog of Radha and Krishna and Radhika in this mood of Swadina Bhatrika Naika. How she's come to this position where Krishna is begging her and so forth, so on. Understand? He is in Dear Lalit Nayak. Therefore, when we have murtis in our temple, that Vigraha is always posed as Dear Lalit Nayak. Understand? You never find Krishna, except like in the picture on Bhagavad Gita, he's like this on the chariot. It's called Dear Santa Nayak. And very grave, but in the temple he's standing there smiling, head is turned to the side, his feet are knee over like this, flute like this, tilted. It's called Dear Lalit Nayak. You understand? So Radhika here is Swadina Bhatrika Nayak. That's why in our murtis, Radhika is like this. Everybody thinks for their own interest. But Radhika is giving me blessing. She's giving blessing to Krishna. Yes, I'm accepting you now. Swadina Bhatrika Nayaka. You understand? So like this, the 5th verse represents a Shakti. Because Pratikshana Dhanalolu Pasha. At every moment, Guru Dev is ecstatic to see this thing. Then, Ni Kunjayuno, Rati Keli Siddha, Yarali Bir, Yukti Reflection Tatra Reduction, Atti Valavasya. Vande Guru Shri Charanavindam. Sri Guru, in his form of a Sakti, in his form as a Manjari, right? He's entering into Nikunj. Because when they make, it's called Vasak Sajja, when they build out the place for Radha and Krishna's meeting, there's an outer place, and then there's an inner place. The inner place is called Nikunj. Who can go there? Only Manjaris can go there. So it's saying, oh, Nikunja, you know, Rati Keli Siddha. My Guru Dev is expert in doing Rati Keli Siddha, arranging the Rati Keli of Radha and Krishna through various means. He's Siddha in this thing. How? Tattali Dakshat, he's expert, Daksha means expert, and he's Atti Valavasya. He's excessively dear to Radha Vallabh. Understand? So it means having darshan of Guru Dev in this form indicates the Sinta Swarup Shakti and Swarup Siddhi, or Bhav. Yes. No, that will come next. Because now, after seeing that vision of one's Guru Rupa Sakhi, seeing the divine couple, everything, that time Murcha may come. Murcha means fainting. So you're in there, all of a sudden, boom. And then when you wake up, you think, Sakshat Hari Tvena, Samasta Shastriya. Because now he's mentioning Shastra everything. Samasta Shastriya. Uttasta Tava Bhyateva Sadhya. Kintu Prabhuya Prevatasha, Vande Guru Shri Charanavindam. He thinks, all the Shastras declared this. All the Shastras said, my Guru Dev is Kintu Prabhuya Prevatasha, very dear to the Lord. So now you're remembering back in your sadhaka form the glory of Guru Dev. You understand? This means Seva Sarika Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi. When you become Siddha. You understand? Because now you're back in sadhaka vas. You understand? For us, this is our aspiration. It's not happening for us now. We're speaking what is the siddhant of this. You understand? And it's our aspiration. But for those who have Siddha, this is Seva Sadhika Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi. So Guru comes back into Siddha, Sadhaka Vas, and he's glorifying the nature of Guru. Then he says, therefore, Yasya Prasadan Bhagavat Prasado, Yasya Prasadan Na Gate Kutopi. That gati that I want to obtain can never be obtained without the mercy of Guru. And therefore, 3 Sandhyam, during the 3 periods of the day, I should do Guru Dhyan. Where will you do Guru Dhyan? In your mantras. When you're chanting your Guru mantras for Anik, that time you're doing Guru Dhyan. But the mindset is that I will serve Guru throughout 3 periods of the day. And I'll do Dhyan of Guru especially during the time of my Anik. No, time of Anik means sunrise, noon, and sunset. Yes, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was given the Ashibad of Falstuti. Srimad Guru Astakam Taruchai, Brahma Muhurte Prati Prayatna, Yat Seva Vrindavan Nata Sakshat, Sevaya Labdya, Jantamante. If you will sing it understanding this, you'll obtain direct service in Braj. Okay? This is his Ashibad. For those who will take up the mood he's described. Now here comes question. The Guru of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Radharaman Chakravarti, we are singing to him. Our Guru Dev.
Yeah.
So if you're singing this song every day and you're not sure you should get Guru Dev. So I'm singing this song, Sri Guru Charan, other songs, I'm singing to you. You understand? And if I'm singing to my Guru Dev, it has to mean from Sambandha Gyan, I understand my Guru Dev is that. Other than that, it becomes a ritual. You understand? So if there's no Sambandha Gyan, you're singing the song every day and everything, but there's no meaning because you don't think this is my Guru. There's actually one person who said that. Well, he was singing for his Guru. Well, then why I'm singing that song? You understand? What is the purpose in singing that song for me? You understand? And if my Guru is not that, how is it applicable then to thousands and thousands of other people who are singing the song? If Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur meant it exclusive, he wouldn't have written it as a bhajan to share. Yes, Prabhuji?
Comment on when we're remembering our honor, we do it privately and protectively.
Yes.
Is this to protect our relationship, or is this to protect others from being influenced prematurely?
No. There are some things in any relationship which are private and some things which are public. So in your relationship with Guru, Parampara, Radha Krishna, some aspects are private, other aspects like giving Hari Katha is public.
So this is just the
No, it mentions your Guru, your mantras, your Harinam Mala, etc. should all be gupta. It should be kept hidden. It's mentioned in Sastra. I sent you that shloka that time. Guru name should be kept gupta. Okay? Like this. So any question to this point?
So, in doing Sri Samyam, I understand about Anek or Dikshamanta, but in the mature state, that when someone has maybe had that Sambandha Gyan, are they then thinking, or is the realization coming throughout the 3 times of the day, and also even in those in-between periods, what is my Gurudev doing in service to Radha, like basically Jugal Kishore? Is that what the sadhak is thinking or meditating upon? How
Yes.
is my Gurudev serving?
Yes, and also one thing, Sambandha Gyan should be there from the time of your Diksha. So Sambandha Gyan doesn't come in Siddhi, it comes at the time of Diksha. The sadhana is done in Sambandha Gyan. So that's why you're saying went over the whole thing, that you can't really do this Abhideya, because Abhideya is defining the Sambandha Gyan you have. The actions are defining what you've understood to be your Sambandha Gyan. Other than that, who's doing the practice? Understand? Remember that? Is everybody clear on this idea? In other words, if you don't have Sambandha Gyan, at least by conception, who's practicing the bhakti? I'm giving example. Brian came to Gurudev and took initiation. He became Vamsi Vadan. You understand? So the first thing Gurudev did was break your idea you were Brian. And he said, no, you're Vamsi Vadan Das. So he gave you Dasitwa immediately. Hearing the Harikatha of Gurudev, he now shapes that Dasitwa, which has been cultivated over lifetimes, into a refined mood of being a Das. You understand? In the Diksha mantras, the seed of what that is present. The hope is that by the Harikatha, by the practice, and by Nam, you'll come to understand that and operate in that model, even if you don't have the details.
So he planted the seed, am I right?
Yes.
He planted
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So now you'll operate in that model. Right? So I was just describing how you see Sastra, how you're practicing, everything is in that prism. Right? If I stay only in the model that I took initiation, I became a Hare Krishna devotee, what's my relation to all these things? You understand? So I'll sing this whole song for 50 years, 20 years. What does that mean to me? And therefore, after 10 years, 15 years, this song, or my favorite pop song, you understand?
Right, that this lady says, went to Gurudev, who we know they were not actual Gurudev, but someone, and she said, I've been here, I'm coming to the temple so long, but I still am attached to my family, Bhakti, Papa, and what is going on?
Oh, that was another story. One of our Didis told. Oh, also, when did he told once? She went to Srila Raman Maharaj, and she told, oh Maharaj, I'm chanting everything, all fixed number of rounds, everything, but I'm not feeling anything. Pujabha Brahma said, okay, you don't have to chant. And he said, no, I can't stop, I have to chant. He said, no, I'm telling you don't have to chant if you don't. He said, no, I cannot stop. So he was showing her how attached she'd become to Harinam, because she would not give up. You understand? She said, no, I can't stop. Right? A lot of us, sometimes Guru said, you don't have to chant. Oh, thank God. Thank God. I was waiting for that. So Guru told me, Prabhu, don't ask me about my chanting. Guru told me I don't have to chant. You understand? Means no attachment to Harinam is there. No Sambandha Gyan. Understand? So just one second. So this is called Abhideya. Abhideya is defining in action through the body, mind, and words, what is your sambandha? The program given by the acharyas, like Mangalarti, waking up as I was describing, singing Guru Ashtakam, etc., is the manifest practice. You understand? But you have to synthesize those things, because if you don't synthesize them, they become a ritual. You understand? That to be simple. My Sambandha Gyan is related to this practice. The practice is defining and nourishing who I am. Other than that, I will be practicing as still the upadi of being John who joined the Hare Krishna movement. And therefore nothing will come through, because I'm not giving up the idea of the false ego I have. Is it clear? So that's why this Sambandha Gyan is important. And false ego is not gone in a day. So you can't think, well, tomorrow, I don't know, maybe I should just wait till false ego is gone and then I'll practice or something. Understand? Understand? So the practice itself, Harinam, is purifying the Antakaran. That's what it's doing. Same time, it's establishing your identity. So this process is called Abhideya. Understand? So we're getting close to our time. About a half hour. I want to leave for questions, everything. So any more questions and so forth, and we'll end on time.
Just if you clarify something. So when I was very sick, I went through sugar days. Difficult time. I said I can't even stay awake long enough to chant. He said, "Don't worry, you do what you can do, and I'll do the rest."
Mm-hmm. This is a time and place instruction. Yeah, I have one disciple who has some medical issue. I just told same thing. You can chant 4 rounds, try to do some reading each day, but physically they were having difficulty.
So I sort of took that as don't be hopeless, but at the same time I needed to do it because Gurudev could help me get through the period, but it was still on me. To practice my... Our practice is an intention. It's a plea. Our activities are a plea and an invocation for mercy. And then Gurudev subsidizes the practice by his Shakti. If you don't, just like the 2 fingers too short example in Damodar Bandhan Leela, both endeavor and kripa have to be there. Kripa is prominent, but it has to be endeavor. So we have to chant certain amount of rounds every day, chant our Gayatri mantras every day, and so forth and so on. Okay? And we have to do these things with understanding. If there's no understanding, and the understanding is born from Sambandha Gyan, if there is no understanding, they will become niyamagraha, ritualistic. Okay? Any other question, Maharaj? Anything to offer?
In the Shusakikam, this is a Chaturdapanam Marjanam, and it's also explaining that the heart, people come with different levels. Some people's hearts are like rock, some people like
from hard to soft.
Soft, yes.
Yes.
Some like mud, and some like you have this dust. And when you come at that time, you see that as you are chanting and you are performing your bhajan or your sadhan, all these are cleaned, but they are cleaned according to our levels that we came with.
Yes.
They are cleaned differently. So somebody may come in new, but then his level, you said this is a very high level, because maybe he's just dust. But the dust also, when you are cleaning up the dust, will give you some, trouble, because the dust will enter your nose and breathing. So in devotional service, as we are performing, there will be trouble, but that doesn't mean we are not progressing.
Yes.
So even those troubles we should appreciate. And those who are coming with the mud in their heart, to put water on the mud, you have to clean it very much. But Gurudev said, those who have the heart of rock or diamond, you have to use a
A
sledgehammer
sledgehammer.
to break those things before you can see.
Yeah.
Before you can see the
Progress
going on. So as we perform our devotional service, most of these things will go over us. In fact, I can admit that when I came to Srila Gurudev the first time, most of the things he was speaking was going over. But because when we went, the way he talked to us, what he gave us, privately, I was so inspired. I said, don't worry, it will come one day. So some books, even I will just put the book aside. These books, I will not read now. But after some time, you start reading, and everything becomes clear. So as we, Mukunda Prabhu is speaking now, many things will be going over our heads, but we should realize that it is actually, you are nourishing it, but just gradually, as you progress,